Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Good morning, Norm. How are you doing this morning?
Hey, I'm doing great. Good morning, Carlos. How are you?
Good, good. I'm doing a lot better than STMP, that's for sure. That's gonna be exciting to look at today.
Oh, wow. Well,
Yep.
remember, what was it, several months ago when they said they were canceling their government contract, it dropped 50% then. I haven't seen the news on it this morning,
Yeah.
surprisingly.
You're a stamp company, right? It's a stamp company, whatever.
Yeah.
And you're not using the postal office anymore doing their contract. What are you gonna do? That's your main business. What are you
Yeah.
gonna get into? So yeah, huge drop here from
Yep.
200. Kind of hung out, and I'm not sure what broke out just now, but we're down to 40. So, ooh, that is tough. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope you had a great day yesterday. As the markets were moving all over the place, it actually sold up, down, and then it kind of closed right where it had opened up. So, pretty flat break-even day for the SPY yesterday. As you can see here, we had a drop, sold up, and then just came right back down to this area here. So today we're dropping a bit more, another half a point, hitting this moving average here again. So we kind of somewhat on a downtrend here. Again, nothing too major because we've been climbing up and breaking the all-time high. So you're gonna get some pullback. So we got some news of the China trade and things like that, and the deals, and so that's been causing a lot of movements lately. So we'll see what the SPY does today when it hits this moving average here. It looks like it already tested at the low of the pre-market, and we'll see what it does. Again, but the great thing about this is that creates opportunities for us, right? If the SPY is moving in a certain direction, either up or down, it creates some volatility for us, which is what we like as day traders. So it should be interesting today to see how we end. Are we going to bounce from here? Or are we going to continue to sell off? I do tell you this though, my prediction, not prediction, my thing is if it sells off from here, we can go for a nice little run, right? People are going to start panicking a little bit. So let's see. All right, folks. Let's look at what the top plays and highlights from yesterday. We had a pretty decent watch list. Didn't look too great at the open. A lot of stuff again with no volume. Because when this is happening too, a lot of stocks are just kind of waiting out to see what is the markets are going to do. Then they're deciding whether they're going to go up or down. Right. We've been seeing that lately over the last couple of days. That over the last several days, where it's everything kind of opening really flat, really choppy, and then eventually settling into a nice groove, either bouncing up or down. So let's start with Lyft. We had Lyft yesterday on our list, and let's look at let's get back over here on our 5-minute chart, and then let's look at the one as well. Let's get the one over here. Here we go. So Lyft, what we liked about Lyft yesterday was let's look at the daily chart. I want to show you something. It was at this level here, right? We knew we had this 56.69 yesterday. Look at this level, very clean, level here. We knew that if it was sold off from here, it can go for a run, and it quite did just that, right? It sold off from there, couldn't hold this level. It went right to the next one, blew by that one, and it created another one down here. So this is, again, all-time low for Lyft. Obviously, not recent IPO, but still all-time low here, hitting 52.24 low of the pre-market today. So it was a very interesting daily chart. Yeah, this is somewhat of a chop, but that's a range though, because this is huge numbers, right? We're going from 54.36 over to 62. So even though it looks a bit choppy, this is a really good daily chart here, and you got some very clean levels. It was stuck in this range, popped up, couldn't get any higher, and then just sold off and cracked this 56. So it traded really, really well in the morning because those levels, I believe. So if we go back, I want to show you on here again. This was the level it was trying to hold. This 56.69 that we pointed out. Kind of tries to sell off to it, then it takes off, goes above VWAP. Cannot get above this 60.50, and then becomes a beautiful short, false VWAP breakout. And you can see here it breaks down, breaks the low of the day, cannot get above these moving averages, and just continues to sell off nicely, hitting look at this other level we had here, right? Doesn't quite hit it, but we had this in our pre-market show yesterday, 54.36. That could have been a target you could have been aiming for, right there. So you get very close to it. Again, every level you have on your chart, no matter what it is, moving averages, daily levels, they're all in an area, right? So if you get close enough to it, you got to be aware after such a drop like this, you got to be aware that, it's time to take some profits here, whatever the case may be. Next, we have INGN. This stock was, it was just really, really messy. The spread was insane. At one point, above 50 cents. So again, just very difficult to trade. Had a beautiful pop here on the first 5 minutes. Then it just became choppy after that. Dropped down to VWAP. I know a lot of traders try to take this long here as it looked like it was going to bounce off. It did give you a couple of cents, but again, the spread was just so horrible. It was very difficult to trade. Then from there, it just really goes into this trading range. Just becomes very choppy. And I was watching this one closely because I was trying to get in a trade in here, but again, it was just the spread was too scary. It was very difficult to manage the spread. AMD was a beautiful opening range breakup. Again, another example of AMD not trading well in the pre-market, pretty choppy, pretty flat, and then it does this sell-off to almost the low of the pre-market, and then it takes off above VWAP, and you can see you get the nice volume coming in here and a huge pop. It just continues to be strong for the rest of the mid-morning. So AMD traded exceptionally well. EA had a good drop, but the issue with this one is I took it here on the VWAP for the breakout. Took some profits off close to this moving average, but then this squeeze happened so fast. So this squeeze came back up. We're not expecting that, so I took the rest out of break even. And man, I should have held that, because look at this. It tests the VWAP, and then look at this drop again here nicely. It loses this moving average, goes all the way down. So again, if you was able to get a good entry on EA, maybe a 5 minute, right? I kind of was taking a 10, but if you took a 5 minute opening range breakdown, you really had a good entry here. And look at the one, how clean this is, right? So EA was a nice drop. NVTA was another one that again started off really choppy as well. Price action was all over the place. Spread, I think it was a little higher than what we like to see. But then after it settles in, look at this beautiful pop here. Just takes off nicely, hits the high of the day and continues to take off. Sells down here, then from here on it just becomes really, really choppy. Again, tons of volume. Very hard to predict this type of move. And after seeing these first two candles, it's kind of very hard to say. It can go either way, right? These are both somewhat of indecision candles. And when you see this here, it's right at VWAP. There's no indication it can go either, back down to test the low of the pre-market this level we had here, 1865, or it can go higher. So it's a very difficult trade to take. I'm not sure if anyone actually took this trade because the spread also was not great. All right, so we have DDD. Also traded very clean. Look at this nice, beautiful drop here. You don't get a good big pullback for the 5 minute opening range breakdown, but there is some kind of, there's some kind of loss of momentum in here, right? So you got loss of momentum in this area. You could have taken this short right on here. The risk to reward is not as great. You do get some drop here. But again, this was what I noticed on this stock, and the reason why I did not take that opening range breakdown is that yesterday, the minute it opened up, it was on short selling restriction. So getting filled at a good entry was very difficult. But good opening range breakdown. You don't get a nice big run, but you do get about 30 cents here, which is a great it's a great move. And then it comes right back up and just becomes a bit choppy after that. MYL was not actually on our watch list. Just had this on here to see how I was going to trade after having such a big loss the day before. Didn't really do much. As you can see here, it's just kind of chopped around. Really was not in play at the morning. All right, folks. So that was our day yesterday. Look at Nvidia. I know, Norm, you traded Nvidia yesterday, so make sure you check out his recap. Again, just another one like AMD, right? AMD also had a similar pre-market action. Not much going on at the open. Has this beautiful pop. Comes back down, tests his VWAP, and you can see here how it just takes off again. So, Norm, I think you're playing this off the 2 minute, correct? I know you have a 2 minute chart on your.
Yes, I played it off the 2 minute, and we spend. Some people were asking about entries in the room yesterday. So we had a daily level at 171.52, I believe. And if you go to a daily chart, you'll see it's perfect. There is a March low that it's right there. It's at the it's right about where the price is right now, actually.
Oh, okay.
If you look at that white line and you see that March low, there's that one doji red candle where it bounced on that day.
Okay,
I think it was toward the end of March.
Yeah,
that low was 171.52. So,
I'm sorry. You're looking in here, where the price is at now.
About 5 days later than that. Yeah, right there. That doji right there. The low right there is exactly where it bounced from yesterday.
Yeah.
So, like Andrew always says, these levels are magic.
Yeah, that's a clean level in here. Yeah, I could see that. It's perfect. So, it's funny how the price is on there right now. So, let's see how that develops. It's on here now. It can go either way, right? So it's testing it one more time. Obviously, yesterday bounced off. You took advantage of that nice bounce here. We're back down here 1.6 today, and let's see what it does. If it's going to lose this or head higher. So, yeah, excellent trade yesterday. Let's look at what we have for today, guys. So we have a bit of a large list here. This was a lot smaller just 15 minutes ago. So some stuff moving here. Let's get into it. let's make some space over here. Let's start from the bottom today because I know a lot of people are excited about STMP. So we'll start from the bottom today with our stuff that's gapping down. Just 1 second, guys. David Lieberman has a great question. So I have a question. The opening range break trade, is that off the 5 or the 15 minutes? You could do both, actually, depending on your style. I prefer the 5, but you can do it off the 5. I've seen people do it off the 10, but a lot of people use the 15-minute chart as their opening range breakup. So opening range, we teach that in our class 4. You can take it as long as up to an hour, right, for a break. But I like the 5. Some people like 30 minutes. Some people like the 15. A lot of people like the 15 too. So it just depends on the strategy and time frame that you want to trade it on. All right, STMP right now, so we know down 47.1. What's the actual news? What's the real deal today? STMP.
They cut. I guess they had earnings and they cut their guidance for the year. So, like you said, a stamp company not using the postal service is probably bound to cut their guidance, right?
Yeah, that's not good. So they're down 47.2. Definitely in play today. 441,000 shares traded so far. I'm assuming this is probably all-time low, I would assume. Oh, no, maybe not. We got to go back 2013, 2014. We have some levels in there. All right. So right now, pretty choppy, pretty all over the place. This could be very choppy as it opens up. So we have to really be careful and just kind of sit back and wait to see what the action is going to be. Are we going to get a bounce here? Are they overreacting? Or are we going to continue to sell off? Oxy's next, down 4.8. 1.8 million shares traded so far. Wow. Nasty pre-market action. But the volume here is just absolutely insane. Let's look at the 1 minute. You can see here, so it's just again tons of volume. Let's look what the daily chart looks like. Wow, this thing had a couple of days where it's bouncing back, trying to recover, and then boom, we get this drop today. So just want to check on Benzinga, see if we have any news today. There's a big drop.
Yes. So the whole deal between Chevron, Oxy, and APC. Chevron said they're not going to bid again for it. So it looks like Occidental is going to bid for Anadarko, and that's going to go through. That's why Chevron is up, CVX, and Oxy is down.
CBX, we'll put it down here. All right, so, sorry, CVX.
Victor, yeah.
All right, so yeah, so Oxy, again, definitely in play. Tons of volume, hitting 2 million shares traded right now. Got a moving average coming in here. We'll get some clean levels here. Obviously, we got some much recent levels here, so support. It looks like it's trying to crack that now, though. It's definitely testing the support of the low right here around 57. So we'll come back to it. Oxy looks good. Daily chart is interesting. Let's look at Yeti. Yeti is down 3.2, 293,000 traded so far. Daily chart looks interesting. You can see we kind of lost. Actually, the price right now is sitting right at this level. You can see that right on there. So several days we sold below it and shot back up the last 2 days, and now the price action is right on there again. And you can clearly clear this level here, the low of yesterday and the day before, right on the dot. Clearly a big support level here. So I like the daily chart on this one. Volume is good. Let's see how the price pre-market action looks. Yeah, it's starting to build a little range here. It's trying to drop. So if we can continue to get more volume here, this can be nice. So I like Yeti right now as it looks. INTC is up next. We are down 3.1, 308 thousand so far. Wait, there we go, INTC. All right, so INTC is down 3.1. This also has been taking a hit over the last couple of days. Pre-market action not looking great, but INTC tends to do that. It tends to have not such a great pre-market action, but it can trade pretty good. So right now, we have some levels we can find off of here, so we'll look at that. Pre-market action is really, really flat. I do like the daily chart at the moment. Daily chart is, you can tell, again, we're in a serious downtrend here, and we're gapping down again today. So INTC is good. We'll keep that one. Next, we have MU, one of our good old buddies to trade. Down 2.7, 230 so far traded. Let's see what we have on the daily. Daily, again, we talked about, it's funny how we talked about this just a couple of days ago, right? Look, it's just been stuck in this range. I know this daily chart is actually horrible, guys. It doesn't look great. But MU trades clean throughout the days, right? So horrible range here. Finally broke out 2 days ago. Yesterday didn't do much. Kind of what the market did, went up, came back down, opened pretty flat, and today we're down 2.5. We got some very clean levels we can find off later in here, so we'll get into the details. But MU looks good on this breakout for towards the bottom. Pre-market action horrible as usual with MU. But we know we're going to get the volume on this one. APC's been on the map for a couple of days, but I watched APC 2-3 days ago. It doesn't trade clean. I mean, yes, it's gapping up and down, but this stock does not trade clean at all. I forgot what day it was. It was somewhere in here, the yesterday, the day before. Yeah, I think it was this one. Again, just look at this action. You know, that's not clean. It's very choppy. So that's my concern with APC. Has some action today. The 3.8 million shares traded so far. But again, it's just not one that trades very clean. So we'll keep it on here. I might not watch this one. This could be a misprint here going down all the way to 68.73 and back up to 73. So not sure what's going on there. But again, just not one of the stocks that I would prefer to watch. Okay, so here's CVX. CVX 3.2 up this morning, 1.0 million shares traded so far. So this is quite nice. There we go. All right, we got a nice pop here. Daily chart, it's a choppy daily chart. We do have some levels we can get in here, but very choppy daily chart. Volume is there, but again, this is kind of what you were saying, right? This is all part of this deal.
Yeah.
And things going on. Pre-market action overall, though, it doesn't look clean. Again, you got a lot of volume, 1 million shares traded, but this pre-market action is not as clean. I like this pop here, but then usually in this area, I want to see, start seeing some ranges, right? So we'll look at it. But again, not one that I'm probably going to watch. Roku is nice. I like trading Roku. Let's see what we have today. So we're up 9.5. Wow, that's nice on Roku, up 9.5. It's quite a bit. Let's take off some of these levels here. Wow, broke out nicely here. What do we have on Roku? What's the situation? Roku.
They had earnings last night and just absolutely killed it. So they're up pretty substantially.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, no, right back up to the last time they got here around 71.15. So this is good. This is a nice pop. Roku is definitely in play today. It's got some good volume. Pre-market action, not the greatest, but again, I think this will be in play today. It's kind of choppy right now. A little early, only 8:50 Eastern time. So we got a couple of minutes for this to get into a nice groove. But I do like this pop. I do like Roku. Roku can actually get a nice move on when it gets going. We traded quite often in the past. ABIO, I know that's been on social media all over the place. People are very excited about this stock with the recent moves that it's made since May, right? Several pops on here, going from $4 all the way up to 20, and now we're gapping up another 12%, hanging around 16.90, 17. Our high today is almost 18.89. So pretty crazy pre-market action, very choppy at the moment. We'll see what this one does. We'll watch it. This is a low flow stock. This is actually, I believe, is under, like, yes, 154K. So I know it's a lot of buzz on this stock, and you got to be extremely careful. ATR on this is 2.5, $2.25. That's over 14 days. Obviously, the last, if we start looking just the last 7 days, it's a lot higher than that for sure. I mean, this thing is, look at the moves on this. Again, very careful. We'll definitely get some levels for it, but not one that I'm looking to trade. It's just too low of a flow. So don't feel any FOMO if you see anybody else in Twitter or any other social media posting some huge numbers and how they're made their mortgage payment for the rest of the year. Don't fall into that stuff. We have to see when those guys don't do well, right? When you don't do well, what does the losses look like, right? So again, no fear of missing out, guys. These stocks, there is a way to trade these stocks successfully, but that's got to be your niche. You cannot just come in here from trading mid to large and then, today I want to trade a low flow because it's moving. Let me try this out. And next thing you know, you give back weeks and weeks of good patient trading on your low flow. So let's be mindful of that. No FOMO 2019. That's our goal. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Roku, I looked at. Baba just popped up. We'll come back to that one. EMCI up to 11% right now. Not much volume, just barely cracking 100K. And you can see that's not creating any good pre-market action for us. So we'll skip this one. This is a horrible daily chart, guys. This is the type of daily chart, the type of stock you want to stay away from. I mean, this is bad. Just look at this chop here. So I'm gonna delete it right now. Let's get away from it. All right, next, what do we have? TPR. TPR. All right, thanks, Jared. So EMCI, it is a buy on use. Yeah, that stock, you could tell that stock, I don't see anybody that's trading that. So probably the only reason it's gapping up is because of that buyout. TPR, pre-market action, it's okay. Actually, it's good. It's good. Pre-market action is good. 930,000 shares traded so far. Just not as clean though, but it is better than what we've seen in some stocks here. We definitely got way too many levels here. I'm gonna remove this. We can find some clean ones. Gapping up 18.2. I want to see what is the deal. And for those that don't know, we have our Benzinga here. We can, you get access to this if you're in our chat room. So let's look at TPR, right? So TPR, what do we have here? The reported earnings this morning. All right, so they reported good earnings this morning, so they're gapping up 18.5 at the moment. All right, so this is good. We got some very clean levels. Daily chart looks okay. You can see it's got some ranges here, so that looks nice. Kind of went into this little chop here and broke out now with some good news. So great. We can definitely take a look at that. All right, just gonna go right back to our gappers list because we do have some more that are popping up. We have BABA.
You're gonna need 2 screens for the gappers by the time the market opens.
I know, right? So BABA also a situation kind of like Nvidia. Nvidia is also doing the same thing, kind of heading back down here, sitting right at some levels. This is also sitting right at some levels. So what I'm gonna do is, opposed to watching BABA, I could watch like an Nvidia or something else. So I'm gonna remove BABA just because it's a higher price stock, and I rather watch Nvidia or something opposed to BABA. JD, see what JD's got going on here. So JD is down 1.9, not much volume. Not gonna spend too much time on it because the longer I stay looking for stocks, the longer this list gets. TTTD, this is a bank, right? I believe. Oh no, this is the trade desk. Nope, thought it was something else. This one down 2.3, 114,000 shares traded. Not much going on. Is the SPY moving? What is the SPY doing right now?
SPY's dropping off a little bit.
Okay, I figure it was. Let me put it on my screen here because there's too much stuff popping up here between 2 and 2.4. Usually when you get these type of stocks, these are not moving on their own. There's something else causing it. We have some stuff that doesn't really have a lot of volume, like this one here, no volume. This one here, no volume. JD. Let's look up at UPLD. UPLD also just not a great pre-market action. Not really any volume. Only 116,000 trade. Oh no, sorry. Let's get this corrected. UPLD. Here we go. All right, so yeah, not much going on here. It's got some volume, 220. I never traded this stock before. See the daily chart. Daily chart's a little choppy. We'll throw it on here, but I'm probably gonna get rid of it. All right, that's all I'm gonna add from here. It's way too much. We gotta minimize this list. So I'm not gonna look at the gappers list unless you guys see something really crazy that looks amazing. Throw it out to me. Let's really quick go through NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainers. WKHS, 4.4 million shares traded so far. What the pre-market action looks like, guys? Got some activity here. What is the flow on this WKHS?
It's tiny. So yesterday, the president sent a tweet about General Motors. Some of the plants they're closing, I believe in Ohio, and Workhorse is going to use them to start producing cars. And the stock went up 200%, like right on that tweet. So
wow, yeah. I see that going from 1 to 2.5. Yeah, that's dangerous. But I see I have 61 million shares flow. Is that accurate? That doesn't sound accurate based on this price.
Yeah, it's a what does it have the float as?
61 million.
I didn't think it was that big.
Yeah,
but
I don't
maybe
think it
I'm
was
wrong.
that big neither. Not the way this price action looks on the daily chart. So we'll throw it on here just to see what the action that creates. That's a lot of volume. We don't have shares for sure. I don't, at least. Not sure if anybody else does. But up 15.8, 4 million shares traded. That's gonna definitely make some noise today. NYMT, not much happening here. Horrible pre-market action. It's got 3.1 million shares traded. But look at this daily chart. This is another horrible daily chart. Look how choppy it is. Again, just you don't want to be involved with this. And even though all this volume, 3.1 million shares traded, where's the volume, right? It's not creating any type of good pre-market action. This looks like all algorithm trading. I'm gonna put this here because I'm gonna take a picture for class later. By the way, we have full classes next week, Monday through Thursday. class 1 through 5. So make sure that you check the calendar for that schedule. NASDAQ ETF, we'll skip that. TVIX, we already spoke about how that works. Another NASDAQ ETF. And here we have AMD. Let's see what AMD is doing. Pretty quiet at the moment. Not doing much. It's going to remove these levels here. Yeah, MD not in play today. STMP we have. Roku we have. Continues to try to get back towards the high of the pre-market here. Next we have another ETF. And last, INTC we do have. All right, NASDAQ gains. CTRL looks like a buyout to me, but really no volume. Only 54,000 shares traded. But this is somewhat what a buyout looks like. You have this thing and it's all at one price, but just with a lot more volume. So not in play. TSG is horrible. Not a good pre-market action, guys. This is a horrible pre-market action. It's not giving you any type of flow. No, just not a nice flow here going on and no volume. Next we look at WKHS. We have next we have FLXN. Nothing happening. No activity. ABIO, also one that's been making a lot of noise the last couple of days. We have that one also. Very low flow, guys. So again, just be very careful. CDNA, nothing happening here. EMCI, also another one that looks like it's rumors of a buyout, whatever the case may be. But either way, just horrible pre-market action. Barely cracking over 100K. Still at 103 from the time we looked at it a couple of minutes ago. TVIX, Volatility Index, so we'll skip that one. Roku we have. And last but not least, KXIN. All right, so yep, KXIN, nothing going on there, no volume. All right, so let's look quickly at what you guys have on your end. What looks exciting? We have Disney here. Disney, pretty choppy at the moment. Has 231,000 shares traded today. So they reported earnings after the close yesterday. Doesn't look like it affected them as much. Whatever earnings they reported, right? Opening up pretty flat today. So thanks, Tyler. But daily chart looks good, right? They reported earnings and you had a gap a couple of days ago. You reported earnings. It could have been that most of the earnings was probably, built into this gap here. They probably knew what they were expecting. That's why you're not getting any drop or any big pop, right? That could be the case. They already had a really nice pop here already. Could be that, but they're said the daily chart looks interesting though. It's kind of holding these levels here at 132. SPY sold off a couple of days ago. This didn't sell off as much, so that could be interesting. I got a moving average coming in here. It looks like it's setting up for a pop, but again, I don't want to have any bias on this. And right now, the volume and pre-market action are not showing us anything too exciting at the moment. But I see what you're looking at, Tyler. The daily chart does look very interesting. What do we have, guys? What else you have on your end?
All right. Follow looks interesting. I don't know if you looked at that one yet. It hit the gappers, but I was looking at that before I even got to my gappers this morning.
Oh, nice. Oh, let's see what we have here. All right. So, at the moment, this daily chart. Yeah, this one that dropped. Yeah, I remember this. Oh man, no activity right now, but the daily chart looks like this thing. It looks like it's gonna go either way hard. That's the way it looks like. But again, just no activity right now. It looks like it's sitting at this level. What is this level here? Where about? Yeah, it's trying to hold this level here. So this could be interesting later on in the mid morning. It's just not showing crazy volume right now. This one you're talking about, right? Oh, Norm?
Me? No, Baba.
Oh, Bob, I thought you were talking about, I'm like, okay, because I'm like, this looks interesting on the daily chart, but not too much on the pre-market.
I wondered if you misheard me.
Let me see. Baba. Yeah, Baba has a nice drop here, down 2.1. Again, kind of similar to NVIDIA, right? I'm not sure. Yeah, very similar to NVIDIA. I'm not going to watch this one way too many today. But again, this one looks like it has very a lot of activity going on here. Very excited to see what it does next. It's got some levels here. Oh yeah, we talked about already. It has some levels on here where you can possibly sell off from. Any news on this, or it's just because of the SPY as well?
It's just the trade talk stuff.
Okay, so it's just that. Gotcha. No, David, no. Baba looks good. I just can't watch so many. And it's a higher price stock. It's way too many here. So Baba looks good. All right, folks. Etsy. Etsy, yeah, no volume right now though. Again, it's just dropping here again. Not sure if it's on news or just with the markets, but again, down 6.3, but really no volume at the moment. Not a good pre-market action. NVEV is a stock that I don't like to trade. It doesn't trade well for me. It has some volume, but look at this, 344,000 shares traded, and it's not really creating a good pre-market action. But again, it's one of those stocks that's very choppy. Again, just want to be aware that be very careful with this stock. All right, guys, I'm going to go through this list. We got to make this smaller. We're running out of time. Let me delete some of the ones that look horrible here. And then if we have some more time to go over what you guys have, we can definitely do that. So STMP we're going to look at, down 48%. Let's get some levels in here. We have high of the pre-market sitting at 45.25. Low of the pre-market sitting at 42. I'm going to have to zoom in a little more here. At 42, hold on. Here we go, 42.20. So it should be lower. There it is, 42.20, low of the pre-market. Let's find some levels going back. Again, this is a huge drop here, guys. We haven't been down here. Last time we went back, it was like 2014 or something. We went back to this level. Here it is. So again, not sure how. This is a very old level, so but it's good to have something because it's a huge drop. So we have a clear level right over here around 49.11. You got several days hitting this spike over here, kind of like a double top on the daily chart. And then below this level, 42.20, I'm going to mark down this 44.14. The reason for that is, and I know it's going to be hard to see on your screen, but you have a day on here bouncing off from that, and you have several days bouncing off from here, and you have one in here. I know that's very small, but you have to really zoom out on a stock that hasn't been down here in a couple of years. Then towards the bottom, below this 42.20, which is the low of the pre-market right now, I'm going to mark down this this drop over here. And you also have, I like this level 40.05 because you have several days banging their heads on here before you get this other drop here. So I think that's good enough right now. We're at a situation with Stamp where it can go either way. It can sell off from this 42.20 and, go into highway to hell, or it can give you a bounce, right? It's in a situation that we really have to watch what the market gives you at the open. Let's look at Oxy. Oxy is very interesting. Has some really good volume. 3.9 million shares traded, down 5.6. Looks like it's trying to find a bottom here at the pre-market. Low of the pre-market sitting at 56.40. So let's mark that down. I'm gonna mark these 2 days here because it looks like at some point that was support, this 57. And right now, if you look at the pre-market action, it looks like it's just kind of hanging around between 56.39 and 57. So let's mark those down towards the bottom. In case we lose this 56, look at this level here perfectly here. That is a great level. If we lose this, all right, see, so we're at a nice low here. What is below this here if we lose this? Are we, oops, are we flirting with all-time low here? Is that what we're doing? No, we're not. All right, so we're going really back here, guys. I mean, this is 2008. Let's see if we could find a good clean level. It looks very choppy here, this daily chart. Just want to see if we could find anything below 56.40 that looks clean. I'm trying to find a line here. Clearly, this one is a level down here. We got an extreme. Okay, this one is good, 51.88. And then in here, it's just pure chop, guys. So again, not a very clean level here. I'm just going to mark down 54.55. Just as a whole dollar. It's not really clean here, very choppy. When you have a choppy daily chart like that, it becomes difficult to find levels. So let's see if we can hold this 56.40. Again, we're flirting with it now. Let's see what it does if we get a bounce or a drop. Yeti at the moment, 502,000 shares traded. Daily chart looks interesting, but the pre-market action not as much. Let's mark the low of the pre-market, which looks like it's about to be tested again, 27.80. Towards the top, you have plenty of levels. You have the previous day highs and lows, previous day close in this area here, so you don't need to add anymore. And towards the bottom, if we lose this level at now with the low of the pre-market 27.80, we can mark down this one here. We have this drop here around 26.08. 26.08 also being tested here as a resistance. And then down here, we have several days consolidating around 22, 23 area. You got several days using that as support before they have this beautiful pop. All right, so that's Yeti. INTC, let's see what we got going on here. So INTC also a nice drop, 3.3. Low of the pre-market sitting around 47.55. Towards the top, high of the pre-market is sitting at 48.57. So we'll mark that down. And then towards the bottom, we have a beautiful support area right in here around 46.11. So if we lose this 46.67, we have a daily there. And we also have a very clean drop here as well, around 43.67. And we also have another one right in between here, 44.76. So and look how these levels are being tested over and over again. The more we go back in our chart, look how these levels that we just added here, these three are being tested several times throughout these pullbacks and takeoffs here. So all right, so INTC, not the cleanest pre-market action right now. It does have some volume. I do like the daily chart. It's down 3.2, so that's good. I like the price range. MU's not much going on, moving with the market, so we have way too many. I'm going to just remove MU just because of how big this list is. We'll keep INTC. APC, definitely in play, guys. 9 million shares traded, but this is very choppy. The last few times I looked at it, hasn't traded very well. Again, it has several gaps. When it gaps up, it just kind of chops around. So today looks crazy all over the place. High of the pre-market 75 and low is 68. But I am going to remove this one from my list personally. CVX, again, just another one. It is a little bit higher price, 120. But again, just the pre-market action seems to be a little bit all over the place. Also a lot of volume because these are all involved with this deal that's going on. So for me personally, I'm just going to remove this one because we have way too many. Roku I like the way Roku trades. It could trade very clean, and we have a nice pop here at 8.4, some good volume. So I like the way this one looks. I'm going to mark down high of pre-market sitting at 71.98. Above this, very clean level up here, 74.30. We tested that when we had this huge run up. I remember this here. I remember also Brian taking some swing trades in this area here. Make sure you're signing up for his swing trade alerts and in our chat, in our website. And then towards the bottom, low of the pre-market, it looks like it's about to be tested right now. It's heading down. We have 69 market right here, 69.80. Low of the pre-market. Then towards the bottom, I think you have plenty. You have this high here from 2 days ago. Highs and lows hit sitting here, plus the previous day close in this range here. So you don't need to add any more on Roku. But I like the way it's trading now. It has some good volume, good activity, up 8.3. This is good. TPR is up 18%, but the pre-market action just seems, although it has 1.1 million shares traded, pre-market action doesn't seem as active, right? You look at like a Roku, this seems like it's got some activity going. TPR seems pretty dead, but you know what? Let's not have no bias. The daily chart looks good. The price action, not so great, but we do have a nice daily chart. We also have some good volume. So let's mark the high of the pre-market at 36.50. We have a clean level here at towards the bottom, 34.78. Down here we have another level. I'll tell you why I like this 32.48. 32.48 you can see clearly being tested here several times in this area as well. Got this beautiful drop, comes back up, they test that level one more time, and the low of the pre-market is sitting right around slightly below this area around 32. We can mark that also 31.97. So TPR looks interesting, not the best pre-market action, but again the daily chart looks good. It's got some really good volume, and I do like the price range here. TTD I'm going to remove, guys. This is not a good pre-market action, no volume, so we'll just get rid of this one. And UPLD is another one that we have starting to get interesting here. 274,000 shares traded so far. Daily chart looks a little crappy, but again, that it looks like it might be picking up. So let's find some levels for it. I might remove it depending on if I find something else, because there's a lot on this gappers list today. I mean, this list is huge. Let's mark down 40.33. Let's mark down 38.87, and let's mark down 37.16. Also, sitting right at the price action right now is the low of yesterday, 2 days ago. So the price action is sitting right on it now, testing that 42.60. And then towards the top, you got the highs and previous day close and several highs and lows in there as well. So let's see what that does. What else we have? CVX, I'm not watching. It just seems too crazy. ABIO. Again, guys, I'm not going to watch this one. This is a very low flow stock, 150K of float. So again, my suggestion is, stay away from this type of stocks. It's just too risky, so I'm not even going to have it on my list today. WKS is not, it's trading like a low float, but it's not. It's 61 million shares compared based on what Trade Ideas is giving us. It seems like it has some good activity, like it's trying to hold here. 5.1 million shares traded. That's a lot of shares. That's a lot of volume. So high of the pre-market 530. Towards the bottom, we have the low of the pre-market, which is basically the high of the day yesterday. Let's just go back, see what do we have in here as to levels. And Norm, you were mentioning this one is it has some news on it, right?
Yeah, the president tweeted yesterday about them building electric trucks in an old GM plant in Ohio.
Right.
And then that stock just went insane from it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna mark level 311 here. We also have 332 based on these several days testing that and being an extreme change of direction. Let's see what it does today, guys. I mean, it's interesting to see what this does. The volume is just insane, to be honest, up 12.5, but it seems like it's kind of losing steam here, kind of heading down. So let's see what it does. NYMT, this is not good. Why did I put this here for? I don't remember. But yeah, this is not great, so I'll remove this one. All right, guys, we have a monster list today. So apologies if we couldn't get to all the stocks you guys were throwing out in the chat room. We had to go pretty faster than usual because of time here. CORN, CRN is looking interesting. 200,000 shares traded, up 4.3, and let's get some of these levels here. Yeah, this looks interesting. What are the pot stocks doing? What is CGC doing? Nope, CGC not doing much, but Kron is definitely got some activity here. Yeah. Oh, so Brian took a swing trade last night on WKHS.
Did you really?
Sweet, man. Sweet. Excellent. So Kron, we have a level here, 1766. And then we have another one up here around 1941. So Kron looks interesting, but I'm not going to watch it, guys. I got way too many. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So again, just a lot of stuff. And a lot of it's hanging around this 2-point right in here, gappers list between 2 and 3, gapping down. So again, that a lot of this could be because of the market, not really because they're in play. Like an MU doesn't look great right now. BABA looks really good. This one you can watch, looks excellent. TTD doesn't look great. INTC I have. So some of these you got to be careful. If J does not look great, it's down 2%, only 130,000 shares traded, but we looked at that, doesn't look great. So in this area, you're going to have a lot of them that are just moving because the market is dropping. So again, don't feel the need to have to get into something. Wait for the setup. No pressure, no fear of missing out, and just be cautious of the stocks you're trading. Like ABIO, I know it's a lot of talk about that stock. People making thousands, but again, just be very careful if you decide to trade that type of stock. Starting out, we recommend you do not trade it, but again, trading is very personal. You got to decide what's best for you. All right, folks, that's what I have. Norm, do you have anything exciting? I know we kind of went pretty fast this morning.
Yeah, I mean, we had to. I will say this is one of those mornings where the gappers list is so big, and we've talked about it before. You know, a lot of it really, the biggest luck involved in trading is picking the right things to watch, and those happening to be the ones that move. And this is kind of one of those mornings where you got to weed out a bunch of stuff because you have too many choices. So,
correct, absolutely right. If we talk about luck, that's it. That's the only thing that is you can get lucky on, watching the right stock at the right time. But if you're not as lucky, you're not watching the right stock at the right time, again, this is where you want to hold that impulse of switching to a stock because somebody else took a trade on it and then trying to chase it. You know, that's not what you want to do. We all been there. I done it myself when I first started out. You know, you're waiting for the stock, the stuff you're watching doesn't move, and then somebody else is getting on AMD and getting in, a good move. No FOMO, right? Just wait for the next setup, wait for something you already have calculated your risk to reward, and that everything is in your favor, right? All right, so let's take a quick look at what else we have. So STMP is interesting. As we know, this one here is down quite a bit, 48%. Very, very exciting to see how this is going to open up. 615,000 shares traded. Oxy is down 4.8. Volume is insane, 5 million shares traded almost. We're getting there, bouncing back from this 56.39. We did lose the low of the day a couple of minutes ago of 57. So that's trying to bounce back now. My thing is, I think this one's going to be very choppy at the open, so please be very careful. Yeti's got a good bounce here of 27.81, trying to maintain that. It's down 3.8. I do like this daily chart here. Maybe we can lose this and test at 27 as we did the last 2 days, or not. But again, it's got some good volume. It's got a good pre-market action. INTC, oh, nice bounce on INTC, holding that 47.55. As you can see here, we're between two levels here, high and low of the pre-market at the moment. 48 can also be an area where you're going to have some possible resistance just because it's a whole dollar, right? Roku, what is Roku doing? Roku's pretty all over the place right now, but it is up 8.4. Has a very nice daily chart. We got some very clean levels here. It's got some earnings yesterday, Norm, or this morning, I believe.
Last night they did, yeah.
Yep. So last night, so good earnings for them. They're testing this high they had a couple of days ago. So we'll see if we can get over to that high of 74.30. So that looks good. I like the volume. I like the pre-market action. TPR, again, the pre-market action just to me looks flat. I know it has 1.2 million shares, but for some reason, every time I look at it, doesn't look good. I don't know what it is about it. But the volume is there.
TPR,
yeah, go ahead.
It's weird. Sometimes TPR can trade well, and sometimes it's really choppy during the day.
Yeah, so that's what that's the vibe I'm getting from. I never traded it before, but from the pre-market action, I mean, it has 1.2 million shares traded. It doesn't look like 1.2 million shares have been traded. So maybe that's it. But again, they're gapping up 18.4. It is shortable. It is a nicey stock. So be careful with that part. Trading could be very weird with nicey stocks. Not as clean as NASDAQ, but I do like the daily levels. We got some very clean levels in here. Actually, towards the top, we have 36.38, right? Looks like we're about to test that pretty soon. Let's find another level towards the top. We can see one here around 37.16. You got several days testing that. Then above that, it gets really choppy in this area. Not a really clean level in this area here. So 37.16, if we can get above this 36.58, that would be nice. UPLD, I like the daily, but let me see. The daily is interesting because it looks like it's about to drop. You know what? The pre-market action is not great, though. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, you're gone. See ya. All right, here we go. And then WKS, I'm watching this one also. Again, just interesting. Brian took a swing trade on this last night. Can't wait to hear about that when he comes on later around 11:30 or so. No, I'm sorry, 10:30. I'm sure he'll give us the details on that trade. Looking forward to it. All right, folks. Thank you guys for joining us on YouTube.
Quick announcements.
Oh, yes, announcements.
Yeah, so first thing is the deal with Alliance Trader that Andrew mentioned yesterday. I saw some people talking about it. They're not quite, they are going to do our deal that he was talking about, but they got to set up their systems. So I think we got the word out there just a tiny bit early. Andrew will probably say something about it, but hang on and we'll say something else. If you're watching our pre-market show on YouTube, you can use the discount code PREMARKET24 and try our 2-week trial for half price. And then Andrew and I are going to be at the Dallas meetup a week from Sunday, and then Monday in Austin. So come out and have a drink with us.
All right. Excellent, guys. Have a great morning. Trade safe. Again, there's a lot on this gappers list. No fear of missing out. Wait for the setup. And we'll see you guys tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time. Have a good day.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.